Hi everyone. Have some of you joined already? Just wait a couple of minutes more to wait for the others. Okay, a few more people are joining. Okay, I'll wait one more minute and then we can start. Okay, I'll be starting as we have again some people who just joined. So let me share my full screen. Okay. So welcome everyone for this event on Mega Community. So the purpose of this meeting is to tell you a bit more on how to navigate through the community and make the most of this platform that is designed for our partners and customers. And sorry in advance for my voice. I hope it doesn't sound too bad on the mic. All right, so this would be the agenda for today. So just go quickly through how to log in for the new joiners here. Then we'll go through the navigation board. I'll show you that you can also get certification and badges, that how you can contribute, and then we'll talk on what's new, what will be coming soon. So quickly on how to log in. So you can always use the community.mega.com link, and this will show you this page where you can just click at the right hand corner on sign in, and actually you can also find this useful connection link on the community portal. That would be the link single sign-on registration. So as you see here in the little video, you just need to click on sign in and your professional email address, and then you just confirm on stay connected with this email address, and will be connected directly to your personal account. If you face any difficulties to log in, please do not hesitate to reach out to me after the call, and I can show you how to log in. So this would be your navigation, I mean, your homepage once you're logged in. So of course, there could be some differences between our partners and customers' accounts. So for example, on the case portal, that would be only for technical admin who needs to submit cases. So customers who need to submit cases, or partners who need to submit cases on behalf of customers. So we have to start the forum. So the forum helps you to interact with other people in the community, to ask questions, to see what issues other people are facing in the community. The case portal is for any technical issue or request you'd like to submit to our technical teams. The product hub is some useful information for you directly from our product team. So you'll get various insights on documentations, on release notes, how to download a new corrective patch, and so on. The learning center is for you to get trained on OPEX. The Mega Community How To is where you can find typical links on admin questions on how to use the community. And then we have the groups and blogs section. So that's pretty new, and I will tell you a bit more about this later. So if we have some quick guiding tools here. The help section is, for example, for any password that you lost, configuration tools. So then we have the notifications. So if you received any message, any contribution that you made on the community, you'll be able to track it down here. Then the messages, so you can send private message in the community. So the messages will appear here. And you can subscribe also to any page you like, and you will have a notification here. And then of course your personal profile and your settings and subscriptions. I'll come back to this also later. So let's deep dive with the forum here. So something interesting for you to know is that the forum is managed by our support team. So actually any question here that is asked or any comment will be handled by our mega support and technical teams to help you out with these questions. So some tips would be to really try to have a look at other questions, or using the search bar to know if your question has already been answered by other peers in the community. So you can see if anyone had a similar issue. So for example, if you are interested here, someone asked how is this report called? So you can just click on the options here on the right, and you can subscribe. If you're interested to get to know the answer later, you can subscribe. You can always manage your subscription, decide if you want to receive a notification in your personal, professional mailbox, or if you want to receive it just in the notification in the community, that's also possible. And you'll be able to get feedback on this question that's of interest for you. Yeah, so basically the forum, I would highly encourage you to have a look at the questions that are frequently asked, to like a comment if so that this question gains visibility with the community. Also to comment if you have the answer of the question that was raised. Feel free to interact. That's managed by the technical team, so you can be assured that you'll have accurate answers. All right, the case portal. So that's typically here for any technical admin on the customer side, anyone who needs to raise, submit cases on technical issues you might be facing using OPEX. So you can just raise a case here. If you're a partner, you can just select the customer account on which you'd like to raise a case. Some quick guidelines, but that's all available here. Please make sure to enter a subject as precise as possible. Inform also the version type and the severity of the case. You can add a description and also attach files if needed. And the case will go directly through our technical teams, and they will get back to you as soon as possible on the case. Okay, I'm moving to the product hub. So this section on the community is managed by our product team. So that's here for you, a useful section to get all the newest information about OPEX, all the material, all the documentation you need. So if we go in the download center, so you have 3 sections here. The first one is OPEX downloads and updates. That's where you can download upgrades for the newest versions. So you have here all the latest information. You can just click on the version that's interested for you and download it. And I'd like to share with you also a useful link here. So OPEX Upgrades Path Advisor. So that's super useful for you. You just have to inform which of the current version and CP you're using. And there is kind of an interactive, or I would say dynamic view that will help you see which path you have to follow to get the newest upgrade, and if you are able to do it on your own. So for example, here, if you are on V5 CP4, you can see that you have some CP upgrades to fulfill up to CP6 that's available on V5. And you can also have insights on if the CP is still supported currently. So you can, yeah, OPEX Upgrade Path Advisor. I think that's a useful link for you. Okay, so add on V3 and V4. I won't give much more information on this. So V3 and V4, this add-on will be moved to the store. So it's currently being revamped. So what's interesting here is the OPEX store. So let me know if you do not have an access to the store. So currently all Aquila information is being informed in the store so that you can access it, and that's for you a great way to download, to see what add-ons are possible, and so on. The documentation is super interesting for you to get the documentation sorted out per version. So of course here is English language, that's interesting. So you have all the documentation on V4, V5 and Aquila that's already available as Aquila is live. So that's how it looks like. Again, I feel free to have a look whenever you have a question. There is a lot of information available here. If you want to customize something in OPEX, you have the customization platform here, the OPEX Studio, and you'll have great insights on tools on concretely how to do something in OPEX. So feel free to have a look here. If you're looking for a specific item, you can use the search bar at the top, and that will redirect you to useful links here in the documentation. Okay. On the product news, so you'll have latest news here from our product team, from our corp team. So recently we had some questions from our customers and partners. What's new between V5 and Aquila? So actually an article has been released here. What's new in OPEX Aquila? So written by our product owners. So feel free to read it. It's quite detailed and precise on the new features that you can find using OPEX Aquila. So that's pretty useful for you to know the latest smart recommendations tool we have using artificial intelligence. You'll have also a quick view on the user interface and the user experience that's been mainly revamped so that the navigation is really easy for you on Aquila. Okay, the OPEX ID section. So some of you might not be aware of it, so that's why I like to iterate a bit on the ID section. So the ID section is for you to submit any ID, any suggestion on improvement or new features you'd like to see using OPEX. So our product owners are looking at the IDs once a month and are trying to see how to implement them, if it's feasible or not, in the newest release of OPEX. So how does it work? So you have here the IDs that are submitted. So what's important to note is that an ID can be is still considered as new as long as it doesn't have 10 votes. So 10 votes meaning 10 likes. So we need 10 likes to be able to assess an idea. So you have here the status here on the right. So the new is when an idea did not gain 10 votes yet. Once it had 10 votes, then the status can move to needs info. So this might be because our product owners need additional feedback to help us, gauge what would be the customer impact. And so this needs info, the ID will still be open to new votes in the community so that we can make a better decision on how to include this ID in the pipe. Investigating is when we have enough information for this ID, enough feedback, enough votes, and we can actually start deep dive and determine if there is a market fit for this ID, and start to think about the initial technical scoping. So it might take a couple of weeks here when it's under investigation before a definitive answer is provided. So accepted is definitely a great news. So you can see here, for example, that 27 IDs have been accepted and integrated into the OPEX development pipeline. So accepted means you can have a look, and the release will come soon. Delivered, definitely when the idea has been implemented. So you can look for the release version denoted in the item, and check out also for the mega support news, where you'll have so the news section that I shared before, where you have details on how to start using this new feature. And unfortunately, declined can be when the ID is not feasible technically, or it does not really fit the strategic orientation that on the roadmap that OPEX is taking. So again, we had also some questions on why some IDs were still new, and that they've been submitted for several weeks. So that's why that's because it needs 10 votes. So that's why I would really encourage to like any idea that you find interesting. So an idea that's been submitted by another customer, another partner, sometimes even mega people internally would submit an idea. So feel free to vote, feel free to comment, and to make sure that these ideas are heard. So they are reviewed every month by our product team. Okay, moving on to the support policy. So that's also a section I would encourage you to frequently look, as that's the latest here source of truth for you to know if your current version is still supported, and what's the limited support end date. So for Aquila v4, we still have a couple of customers on v4. The definitive support end date is end of January 2024. So that's where you need to anticipate and submit support extended request with a go live commitment date on Aquila, because we have some v4 customer moving directly to Aquila. So yeah, keep in mind that the support policy is in the product hub section, and that it's always up to date. Okay. Going on to the Learning Center. So that's where you can find all information related to the trainings that are available. So whether you'd like to get an e-learning, or you'd like to have a consultant-led section, you can just click here on the Learning Center. So on the Get Certified section, that's where you'll have the opportunity to request a training course. Otherwise, as I'm also the training coordinator for APAC, feel free to just drop me an email. So you have all the benefits of the e-learning. So we are waiting for the Aquila e-learnings, so they should be released really soon in the next couple of days. Thank you again for your patience, because we know a lot of you have been asking for these Aquila trainings. They are coming. We're going through the last adjustments, and you'll be able to get certified also online with the e-learnings. You can have a look also on the course catalog. So that would be all e-learning, different e-learnings that we are providing are here. You can have a view on the detailed programs and what use cases each e-learnings covers. So the e-learnings are valid for a period of 30 days, and they come with a certification at the end, so with a final test. So I always advise you to choose a training period where you know that your agenda is not so busy for the next 30 days. So usually it takes 1 to 2 days, I would say, to complete one training, depending on the modules, of course. And at the end, once you take the test, it's the opportunity for you to get certified, to gain a badge, and to share it with your network. So you have here the detail of the programs. Yeah, here typically it was on a business process analysis. You have 2 days to get certified with a trainer. And yeah, I was even a bit large on my estimation. Here on the self-paced e-learning would be 8 hours. So actually 1 day. The FAQ training is for any questions related to the training. So that's managed by our training coordinators here. So for example, you got insight on how to share your certification on LinkedIn. And you also have some useful videos here, how-to's video using OPEX. So here the English section where you can see several, for example, Excel imports, add-on imports, technical actions you'd like to perform using OPEX. So you can just use the how-to's video and then use the labels here on the right that can help you categorize which kind of video would help you most if you're using IT portfolio management. There are currently 5 videos on that topic in English to help you perform a set of actions in OPEX. Okay, on the community, that's what I've been explaining before. It's some community how to log in, how to navigate in the community. You can find this information there. The groups and blogs. So that's a section that's been actually reviewed. So you have the opportunity to see the English blogs on business, IT, and transformation. So that's blog where you can get general insights about enterprise architecture, the market trends, and you can also collaborate. And if you're willing to write articles also on the community, you can just let me know, and I put you also in touch with our marketing teams, and you can write articles if you're an expert on an industry, in the banking industry, on the, for example, governance, risk, and compliance. We can organize a little catch-up where you can actually write an article in the community, as long as there is no advertisement that is made. It's completely possible. You can also see there's a section on the groups and blog on Aquila preview. So that's super interesting for you to have also some of the latest features and previews that you can see using Aquila. So that's really a group for Aquila. So everything that's new using Aquila, you can join the group hub and be informed on the latest news regarding Aquila, and feel free also to subscribe to any topic that's interesting for you. Okay, so I'm moving on to the certifications and badges. So right from your profile, you can actually share your certification and badges. So for example, that's really to encourage you to be as active as possible in the community. If you give kudos to someone, then you'll be able to have first badges for kudos that's been given. If you have your certifications on e-learnings, you'll also be able to get certifications and badges that you can share. So actually the idea behind these badges is to easily identify my voice is really leaving me, is to identify who is an expert on what topic, so that whenever someone posts a new comment or a new article, you are able to see that this person is an expert on this topic, and you can also ask questions to this person using the in private messages. Yeah, so on the profile section, yeah, feel free to have a look at your notification, at your subscription pages, and to share your badges. If you're also an active member of the community, we can also give a VIP status that will allow you to better know who is super active in the community. So there are 3 ways I believe that are interesting for you to contribute more to this community and get the most of it. So definitely using the forum. So you can easily search on the forum the topics, contribute, like a comment that you find insightful, comment if you have the answer. That's where we can help the community to grow and use it really as a network of experts on OPEX. The idea exchange is definitely a great way for you to share new ideas, and for our product team to directly stay connected with our customers' needs, as it's frequently looked by a product team. That's really a way for you to be directly in touch with the product team and the new features you'd like to see in OPEX. And it's also super important, as you know, we need 10 votes for an idea to be considered and investigating. So feel free to vote if any idea sounds interesting to you. And finally, on the blog and the group section, you can let me know if you're interested to write an article on industry insights, enterprise architecture, IT transformation. We can surely organize this. Okay, what's new, what's next? I would like to share with you a couple of new features that have been released or are going to be released on the community. So a new feature that requires actually huge work is the advanced filter option. So I think it would be super useful for you on the search option to be able to filter on the general search, I mean, to filter the version, then maybe the use cases that you're using, so that you directly have all information that is sorted out, also per language, version, use cases, and that you can be redirected to any useful videos, any useful article, any useful post, product release, and so on. Some other features that have been released in the community are so the unique username, where you can directly tag someone with the @ mention. So you can directly tag someone and the person will receive a notification. You can send private messages to anyone in the community. Use the group section, especially the Aquila group section. You can now auto-save also the drafts, so that you don't need to you can manually save it, but it will still remain in your drafts whenever you're trying to submit a comment or an idea or a post. Yeah, for your signature, you can now save your signature in your personal settings, so that you don't need to copy paste each time your signature title or any badges that you had on your signature. RSS feeds to stay informed with the community feeds, and the reference on post while you are drafting posts, so you can search for other contents to add quotes or mark anything that is related to your draft. And finally, I'd like to share with you one of our upcoming events, which is the Mega EA Exchange Conference. So that's happening in a couple of weeks now, mid-November. So you can register for free. Feel free also to scan the QR code directly here with your phone. And so you'll be able to hear from several speakers, hear from Mega. So from our CEO, from our product team, pre-sales team, about the newest market insights. You also hear about Vernovis Infotech Research Group, and what's actually the next future of enterprise architecture, especially as artificial intelligence is gaining more and more weight in the industry. So that's it. I will stop sharing my screen to see if I had actually any question here. Okay, let me come back to the chat. Okay, so I will have a look at the question. Okay. So apart from documentation information, can each new version launch also include guides or information in video format on the community website? Yes, sure. That's typically something we are working on. So on the previous version, on V5, we had some short videos, demos of the product, and also some more technical videos. So we are working on this on the new version on Aquila, so that you have short videos with little how-to. So how to import something, how to, I don't know, create take a really basic example, how to create a capability map in Aquila. So all these kind of how-tos, we are working on this. So because we know everything is also so simple with a video. So we'll be releasing it soon, and I'll keep you posted. And of course, I'll share this with you. Okay, we have another question. So in terms of case portals in the future, is there a need to live chat with OPEX support to ask a question briefly regarding issue and needs that are asked before a new case is created? Okay, so for this one, so I'd like to share with you, it's not released yet. We have now in a test phase, Hexa, which will be your automotive OPEX assistant to help you live chat and have some quick insights for any questions you might have regarding OPEX. So of course that's a huge work, but I think that will be super useful for you. So that's still in test phase, and it should be released in the next couple of weeks. So I will also be sharing this with you. And meanwhile, yeah, still use the portal if for any technical issue, and our technical team are directly informed when there is an issue to be answered. Is there any section in Mega Community that provide information on how OPEX integrates with all third-party ecosystem, and what information can be obtained through this integration? So yes, that will be the OPEX store, where you can directly see what integrations we offer using OPEX. Using also the documentation, I believe if you navigate through the documentation, there should be a add-on section where you can see all integration or out-of-the-box integration you can have with our third-party leaders. But feel free to have a look in the HOPEX store. For the case portal, is there any SLA information we can see for each severity? Is it different between partner and client? Yeah, so that's different for the SLA. So that really depends to each of our customers and partners contract. So you won't find any SLA information, but that's on the guidelines on the case per se. There is, of course, a timeline where our support team commits to get back to you as soon as possible regarding the severity of the cases. Okay, how do we decide which training to complete first? So that depends on what you're interested in. So I would typically suggest to first get trained on IT portfolio management. That will give you great insight on what is enterprise architecture as a whole. Then you can move on to IT architecture. Typically, I did then the IT business management, where we include from the IT portfolio management the business view, also the business use cases, the business architecture on HOPEX. And then you can add, of course, business process analysis that will be tightly also linked to the business processes and business architecture, and finally you can add also the data governance, risk and compliance. I would suggest start first with ITPM, but when you want to get enrolled, I can also surely guide you to the proper order to get trained. And I think the learning path is kind of the same question I've been answering. But most important for the training is really make sure that you have sufficient time to get trained in the next 30 days, and that you are sufficiently trained before taking the final test, because it's a one chance test. So I have a question by Pretty. When will we receive the login credentials? So I assume you are talking about the login credentials for a community. So actually you just have to follow on the first steps. If you go to megacommunity.com, you just have to sign in and then enter your professional email address, and then you'll have your logins that will be sent, and you will also be able to sign login using SSO, so that you don't have to enter your email, your password detail each time you want to connect to community. You can just tick the box on stay connected, and whenever you will click on the community, knowing that you have informed your professional email address, you'll be directly connected with the SSO. But if it doesn't work after the call, feel free to let me know, but that should work on the community homepage and community how-to. Okay. So I think I do not have any other questions in the chat. Okay, so if it's fine for you, I will leave you there. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any other question on the topic that was presented. So I hope it was useful for you, that you learned something new and how you can interact with the community. So yes, I will leave you there, and you will be also sent the recording if you want to review any of the section that was shared today. Thank you very much. And yeah, talk to you soon. Bye bye.